Hello and welcome to Backyard Food Guide. What I'd like to do today is to introduce two different formulas, homemade recipes for repelling ants. In my new greenhouse, it's been very comfortable and wonderful to be able to start seedlings in. However, the ants seem to have taken a liking to it. And I definitely don't want to use a commercial pest spray of any kind because I don't actually want to annihilate the ants in my garden. In fact, having some ants is a part of the ecosystem and can have beneficial effects. What I simply want to do is to repel them from the greenhouse. So trying to encourage them to move on to different parts of the garden. One of the ways in which ants can be good in a garden is that with all of their digging, they can help to aerate the soil. So as a part of the natural ecosystem, they can be something that's really good and beneficial for the garden. Another possibility for ants is that they may be able to help pollinate as well. So by crawling from one flower to the next, they can be an important pollinator. And also ants are predators to certain types of pests that can be bad for our plants. So things like green lacewings, what the ants will do is actually eat the eggs or even the young of those particular insects. The ways in which ants are bad for a garden, however, is that they encourage aphids. So aphids can do a lot of damage to our garden plants, and so having too many ants could lead to having more aphids as well. So finding that balance can be really tricky, and that may be one of the good reasons for repelling ants away from your garden. Inside our house, for example, one of the things that we've done is sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon in the entryways of where ants have been getting in, and that has actually been helpful. So the chemicals in the cinnamon seem to affect the ants' abilities to navigate and to follow the path that they always do. So that has worked. What I'm going to do for the greenhouse, though, is rather than sprinkling cinnamon everywhere, is to show you a very simple formula that you can use to spritz different parts of, especially where the ants may be coming into the greenhouse. So what I'm recommending in this video are two very simple formulas for homemade ant repellents. One is using cinnamon and the other a garlic oil mixture. Both of these I think will be relatively effective and could help us use fewer pesticides than what you might find on store shelves. The first one is a cinnamon ant repellent. And as I've mentioned, we have used just cinnamon powder before, but of course, as a spice, that can be pretty expensive if you're sprinkling that all over the place. So what might be a better formulation would be the use of cinnamon essential oil. And this recipe really does not get any easier. In a spray bottle, you can put in either quarter cup water and a quarter cup of vodka, or if you don't have vodka around, just go ahead and use half a cup of water, and then 25 drops of cinnamon essential oil. So if you use vodka, then the cinnamon oil will stay fairly suspended in the mixture. Of course, it's still a good idea to give the bottle a shake before you use it, even if you have vodka there. And if you don't have vodka and you're simply using water, then just make sure you shake it very well with each use. And what you want to do is sprinkle this along door edges or pathways where you've seen ants, and that will prevent them from coming to those locations again. The second one is a garlic ant formula, and again, this is a relatively good repellent and easy to make. What you want to do is to use half a cup of flaxseed oil, and 6 cloves of smashed garlic. You can leave the peels on, and what you do is put both of those items in a bowl and let it sit overnight so that the garlic infuses really well with the oil. The next day, what you can do is add half a teaspoon of Castile soap. So what we're using is Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap, and then also just 2 cups of water. Mix that really well in a spray bottle, and that can be really effective against ants as well. So I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe. Happy gardening! Thank you!